Welcome to part 2 of the season kickoff for season 11 here on Dog Turds into Diamonds. It is just 3 days since we beat Bristol Rovers away on the opening day of the season. We are now going our way to Premier League Crystal Palace in the Carabao Cup. Let's have a look here. Crystal Palace actually have a fantastic team. Nuno Espirito Santo is their manager. I've had a little bit of a look at their squad. They have got some players. They may, with this being Carabao Cup, they may just make some changes, which I'm hoping they do, just to give us the best possible chance of going through. But Ryan Brewster, it looks like, might start this game. He has not started in the Premier League. He played 27 games in the Championship last season, only got 4 goals. You can see the majority of his career in the Premier League and the Championship. Hasn't really, apart from a couple of seasons here for West Brom, hasn't really had the best goal scoring record, Ryan Brewster. But without a doubt, he's far better than any of our players. They've got some really good attacking players. Baker Boeti, he looks like a decent player, doesn't he? He looks like a very, very good winger. On the other side, they've got the Mexican Jose Juan Macias. He again looks a very, very good player from what we can see there. Valverde, is he another Mexican? He is Argentine or Argentinian. He looks a very, very good playmaker as well. Yeah, they have a very, very strong squad. This team is actually very different to the team that I was looking at before we got to today. Mario Nascimento, he looks very good. I'm scouting him, 19-year-old winger. I'm scouting him, but I don't think he's a player that we'll be able to get in here anytime soon, at least until we get to the Championship. But yeah, they have some very, very good players, don't they? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Now, if I go just very, very quickly before we get into this game, I wanted to just show you. Yeah, there you go. Kale Waldron is our chairperson. Why can I not find him? I mean, yeah, he's just won his 3rd term. Can I find him up here? Kale Waldron. Yeah, he has been a very, very difficult chairman to work with. He is very, very reluctant to spend. He is very difficult. He's turned me down on so many occasions, asking for better youth facilities, better youth coaching, better youth scouting, improving the training facilities. He has just turned me down at every single term, which is really, really frustrating. And it's really not finding him, is it? So that's quite annoying. There you go. He's obviously not someone that we can actually look at in game. But that's where we are at with the chairman. I'm just going back and back and back here because I want to get to the team meeting. I clicked on the team meeting and it looks like I can't go back to it now. It's now taking me straight to team selection. If I click back on team selection, will it let me do the team meeting? No, it won't. Okay, so by going to that earlier and then going out of it, it looks like I've kind of skipped that, which is a little bit annoying. That means I'm not doing any specific instructions. Now I'm gonna just make one change here. I'm gonna take Kankanen out and I'm gonna bring Adeyemo in, who is a specialist defensive midfielder, and that is because they are playing with the number 10 and they are a very, very strong Premier League team. We've got a couple of suspensions from bookings picked up the last game, Dylan Jones and Igor Luiz. I'm all right with that because it means we've got them for the league. Eddie Little is available again, but I'm not going to make any more changes to the squad. I'm going to leave Eddie Little out. I've offered him up for £1.5 million since the last game. No one has offered for him. QPR not wanting to bite at that amount. And I've put him on the transfer list. Now you can see now there's absolutely nobody interested. I'm going to offer him up. I think I'm going to go 1.2 million, or should we go 1.3? I'm going to go 1.3 million, but with 50% of any future profit and a friendly. I'm going to see if there's any takers at that. I'm definitely not going to go below $1 million, but I think Eddie Little is kind of looking like a lost cause now, so I'm going to actually let him go. What other changes might I want to make here, just in the interest of keeping players fresh? I'm not going to do anything else. I think that's probably my strongest team there, playing with a defensive midfielder. So let's go to the game now. Let's just set up that defensive midfield position and just set up some marking responsibilities. And let's see if we can maybe get a bit of an upset. It is a televised game, so we're getting about £30,000 from television rights, which is great. And it was suggested in the pre-match press conference that this was a game where we could maybe cause an upset. I have to say, I really don't see it like that. So I'm going to tell them there's no pressure on them. Go out and make me proud. Not the most motivated of teams, perhaps. Kim Dong-jong, our loney left back, is coming in for his debut with Jones being suspended. So let's move Adebayo back there. And let's set him up to mark their number 10. So marking Fabio Carvalho. It looks like they have changed to their strongest team now. You can see they've got Cocaine midfield. They've got Fabio Carvalho as their number 10. Jose Juan Macias is playing as the striker. So we'll get Fabio Carvalho marked, and we'll get Macias marked, and we'll get their fullbacks marked, and hopefully the players can deliver perhaps here. What other changes might I want to make just to try and make us a little bit more defensively sound? I think what I might do here is not play with the overlaps, not be more expressive, just not take so many chances in that respect. I'm not going to change anything there. And do I go to get stuck in? I'm going to leave it like that for the moment, and we're going to see what happens. I might need to go to get stuck in just to try and even the game up, because in terms of skill level, we actually can't compete with them. I think we know that. The first goal's crucial. Yeah, go on. Igor Luis suspended. These things happen. There you go. Right, let's get into it. Selhurst Park about, I think, half full for the game, maybe a little bit under half full. They're expecting, I think, just short of 20,000. But yeah, it doesn't look particularly full, does it? But yeah, this is going to be a tough one. But again, taking on Premier League opposition, always a great occasion for us. Remembering where we've come from, we've played a couple of Premier League sides in the Carabao Cup the last couple of seasons, and we have instantly given away a penalty. Kim Dong-jong on his professional debut, I think, but certainly his AFC Rushden and Diamonds debut, and in the 5th minute, we're 1-0 down. Michael Kameni with the penalty, and that, oh dear, what a way to make your debut up against Premier League opposition, and you give away a penalty 4 minutes in. Oh dear. Can we compete in this game is the question. Are we going to be able to get ourselves back into this? Can we at least do ourselves proud here? We are struggling already. Macias on the break. Back to McGlade. Roberts now. We're putting some pressure on there, but it's through to Macias, and it's wide, and we have absolutely got away with one there. Let's encourage the players, see how they respond to that. It's not been a good start. They've responded well, and now they've got a free kick, which Carvalho is going to swing in again. Is he going to shoot? He is, and it's just wide, and we are struggling right now. I am going to get stuck in now. It feels like we kind of need that. And looking at Crystal Palace, they are attacking through the middle and we are defending narrow. So in theory, that is the right way to go. But yeah, I think the difference in quality is just absolutely telling here. Crystal Palace, you can see, are just well in control, well on top. I think we are not going to be able to compete here, as Ferreira forces a save from Sanisalo there. Carvalho puts the corner in, well dealt with. Adeyemo gets the ball away, but he can't find a teammate, and we are really struggling. But we do now have a highlight here. We've got possession. Can we make something out of that possession? We can't. Chapman loses it instantly, and we're on the back foot yet again. And if it keeps on like this looks like it could turn into a cricket score. Half an hour in, we are probably lucky to only be one down, and we are out of it completely now. Fabio Carvalho gets away from Adeyemo. Oh dear. Right, let's go to a balanced mentality. Let's see if that can help us compete a little bit more. And we've just been torn apart there. Adeyemo, absolutely no match for Fabio Carvalho. Just couldn't stay with him. And this is a very, very frustrating performance. You know, we haven't expected anything from the game, but at the same time, you want to see your team kind of put up a bit of a fight and try and make it competitive, as we have done in our home games the last couple of seasons in this competition. And there's a third that's been ruled out. How far offside was it? Yeah, he was well off. Ferreira will not get his goal, but we need to massively improve this performance. This is dire. Let's demand more from the players. I think for the second half, I think I'm going to use this opportunity to make some changes and try and rest some key players before the next game, as Fabio Carvalho, just easy as you like, makes it 3 before half time, and we are really getting punished here. We are getting played off the park. And that is just far too easy. Adeyemo having an absolute nightmare against Carvalho. Poor guy, he's playing a 6.1. Kim Dong-jung playing a 6.0. And this has been a real baptism of fire for our young squad. Donaldson might get in with his pace. He has done. And it's just off the top of the goal. That would have been a lovely moment for Donaldson there. And it does show that if we can just get that early ball in. That was absolutely terrible. There you go. Let's see if we can pick things up in the second half. I think I am going to play a little bit more direct. And do we perhaps play a lower line of engagement? I think we probably have to. I think I'm going to actually bring down the top of that line as well. I mean, everyone has been absolutely awful, haven't they? I'm gonna make a couple of changes. Callum Simpson will come off. Brian Nolan, probably not going to appreciate it, but he's going to get his debut. Probably not the sort of game you want to make your debut in, but we'll bring him off. Moreno also very, very tired. I'm going to bring Alex Baker on for him to get some more minutes, get his fitness up. I will keep my powder dry with my last change, but Ellis Chapman also pretty tired. I think we'll wait until maybe the hour mark to make that change. But yeah, I think we've got to accept this one has gone. We shouldn't be too down about it, though. I mean, it's a Premier League squad with some real top quality in it. But if we can just do ourselves proud in this second half, and Campbell, he's got 2 in 2, John Campbell, and what a great start to the second half. Hopefully, we can carry this on. That header away, Baker nods it down to Chapman, and a great through ball from Chapman. I think that's his first assist of the season. Chapman, hopefully there is more to come. and he's clearly onside, no worry about that. And John Campbell has had a great start to his Rushden Diamonds career. Let's encourage the players and see if we can get something more out of this game. Do I want to always press Carvalho? He has had a lot of space, hasn't he? Right, let's make a change here. We're at least making it respectable in the second half. I'm going to bring off Ellis Chapman, who is pretty tired. Donaldson's actually more tired, but I'm going to make the change Ellis Chapman for Jack Nolan to get his first appearance of the season. I want the players fit for Colchester at home in our next league game. We've got, I think, 3 days rest before we play that Colchester game, which is really good. If we can just have these important players free. And that is a great ball from Baker. And Campbell's made it 3-2. We are back in this. What a second half performance. Let's encourage the players again. And Baker with a wonderful assist there. And he's actually played an important part in both goals. And what a finish from Campbell. 3 goals in his opening 2 games for AFC Rushden Diamonds. And let's see if there is something more to get from this game as we approach the last 10 minutes, where I'm going to go attacking and I'm going to make a few changes here just to throw caution to the wind. Let's get early crosses in. We're going to overlap. Let's play with more width and let's just press them a little higher up the field and full on press as well. And let's just see if there is a twist in the tail. Can we maybe take this to extra time and penalties perhaps? What a great comeback. That's really pleasing after the way we were played off the park in the first half. The way the players have made a game of it here, but now throwing that caution to the wind. It has opened us up, but we've dealt with it there. It's still not away though. Can we win it back and maybe get a counter here? It's a decent build-up, but again, it's Campbell with the mistake. Oh, and he's letting Valentin Ferreira. Oh dear, Campbell, after scoring 2 goals, commits a really poor error there, trying to head it back to Sanisalo, and he gifts them the goal. It's 4-2. What a shame after a really positive second half performance. A real shame for Campbell after making himself the hero in the second half. Oh dear. Well, you have to say some players really didn't cope with the pressure up against Premier League players, but in the end it's not a bad performance. And there still might be more in it maybe. I wouldn't like to lose 5-2 here as Carvalho goes through. Good save, Sanisalo, and the game has gone now. I'm going to knock everything down, just to try not to get humiliated here. Let's bring the lines back again. 4-2 I can accept. 4-2 I can deal with. I wouldn't like 5-2. I don't think we deserve it after the way we've played in the second half, and that is away well. I think we have come out of this game with our pride. It's a positive performance. And not too bad. I don't think we need to be down on ourselves. We recovered really well in the second half. I'm perfectly satisfied with that. Yeah, I'm going to tell them it's a good effort from the lads. Yeah, they finished the game well motivated, and so they should be. They've left Selhurst Park with their pride, despite being very, very poor in the first half, and that sets us up to hopefully get a good performance against Colchester, and then I will see you guys back for the away game in League One against League Championship favourites Nottingham Forest. See you very, very soon for that Forest game. Here we go then, Notts Forest away. Our biggest away game of the season, without question. As you can see, we are one of 5 teams that have won both their opening games of the season, along with Nottingham Forest and the other big names like Peterborough, MK Dons and Blackpool. It is going to be a really competitive season, I think. We just beat Colchester 2-0 a week ago. If you look at the stats, you can see we absolutely dominated this game. Colchester just 1 shot on target throughout the game. It was a bit of a slow start, but once we got going with Donaldson's 2nd goal of the season, we just completely controlled it. And it was Alex Baker coming off the bench in the second half, heading in from a Chapman header off a cross, a throw-in set piece. Chapman headed it back towards goal, and there was Baker to head in at close range. 2-0. Baker gets his first goal. Absolutely delighted with that result and the performance. What else has been going on since you were last here? If we have a look at transfers and we go to the ends, I've still got Greg Dugdale's transfer on hold, and that is because I'm waiting to find out if Fraser Houston maybe comes to us from West Brom on loan. I don't think he will. He's got some offers on the table from the Championship. But look at this, Marco Benedetto, our long-term target. He's still at Notts County, but he's out of contract. The Italian, who of course left Inter Milan after playing in Serie A, left Inter Milan to go to Notts County. We have offered him a contract. Now, supposedly, by offering him 1,100 a week, he should get a work permit. We have offered him 1,600 a week, a £7.5 million release clause, 10% I think of any future sale goes to Benedetto, and that aside, we have to pay 85,000 compensation to Notts County if he joins, and the work permit application is going to cost us 20,000. This is a goalkeeper. Obviously, we can't see everything. We've lost some of our scouting reports since the last time we saw him. This is a goalkeeper that I think has Premier League potential. He's absolutely phenomenal. I've no idea why he is at Notts County. No idea why no one else is interested in him. FC Porto were interested in the summer. Incredible, incredible goalkeeper. If we can get him, that is just next level stuff. So I really, really hope that goes through. We'll see what happens next time we're around. We also, having a look at the squad at the moment, I also have another centre-back in on trial, which is why I'm keeping my powder dry on Dugdale. Hayden Edwards. From what we can see, he looks half decent. 6'4", really good jumping reach. Not the best header in the world, but mentally maybe not the best. But as a 4th choice centre-back, just been released by Blackburn, had a really good loan at Stockport a few years back. I think he looks like a good option as a 4th choice centre-back this season. And we want that because Namabwesi has now gone out on loan to AFC Telford in the National League for the season. It's going to be fantastic for him. I'm sure he's going to develop really, really well. I still think this is a player with major, major potential for the future. So, yeah, I'm pleased I've got him out on loan. He needs those games. I also offered Ben House out on loan. No one's interested in him still, which is a real shame. And Eddie Little, I've taken him off the transfer market. No one is interested in bidding for him. I offered him out for 750,000 plus 500,000 in instalments. And it's come back to us that the most anyone's willing to pay for him is about 25,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I've taken him off the transfer list. We'll see what happens with him. I'll try and incorporate him back into the squad and see if we can kind of protect our investment, because he is, of course, out of contract at the end of the season. I'm hoping we can get him back on side because, again, he's a really high potential, high value player. So we'll see what happens there. let's get into this Notts Forest game. They are a really, really good side. This is going to be really, really tough. But also it's a good indication of what sort of a season we can expect. Have a look at some of their players. Tieno Ballo looks, well, sort of half decent. He looks pretty average. If he's their main striker this season, they might struggle for goals. But Ben Knight looks absolutely fantastic. He looks a much better contender for the striker's spot. And also Ben Dominguez looks a really, really good player on the other wing. The Argentinian looks fantastic. In midfield, they've got great options as well. Rick Montgomery, again, looks a really good contender to be a central striker. If they don't go up and we do this season, I am absolutely going to be looking to get hold of him. And also, Diego Enrique looks a really good playmaker as well. So they look really, really good. I won't go through the whole team, but they look fantastic. This is going to be a tough game, but again, it's just going to give us a really good indication of where we are. The team for today: Sinisalo in goal, Igor Luiz at right back, Jake O'Brien and Simpson centre backs, Dylan Jones left back. I'm going to take out Malicio and I'm going to put Alex Baker in for his first start. He's done really well off the bench. He's getting his fitness up. I think he's ready to start a game. He will start with Moreno, Campbell on the right, Concannon in the number 10, Chapman, who's had a good start to the season so far, a couple of assists, and then Donaldson up front. On the bench, Ufe Drea, Brian Nolan, Adiemo. I might actually change this up. I've got Joe Evans, Jack Nolan, and Adua Ajayi on the bench, but I think I'm going to take Adua Ajayi out and put in Mario Kakiao because he is now back in training. He is ready to go. We'll see how quickly we can get him up to fitness and how quickly we can incorporate him into the team. I'm going to leave Eddie Little out of the squad for this one. I'm going to stick with Malicio and Adiemo on the bench. But I will, after that, maybe start to give Eddie Little a bit of priority over Adiemo. Like I say, just to see if I can get him back on side for the rest of the season and get him hopefully tied down to a new contract. What number should we give Mario? Let's give him the number 9. There you go. Put that pressure on him. I really think he can be a next level player, the Colombian. And we're going to be really looking to him for goals and assists and to have a great season. It's very pleasing that John Campbell has started so well in the first couple of games of the season because just to know that we've got various different options, I think we look so different to last season. Let's have a look here. Yeah, I want you to pick up where you left off. Yeah, okay, not really too much response to that, but I'm sure we can get these players motivated. Looking good there. Everybody up for the game. Really pleasing. Let's just set up some marking responsibilities for the 2 wingers and also for O'Brien at centre back. Hopefully these boys can carry on where they have started this season. Even the Crystal Palace game where we lost 4-2 in the Carabao Cup, to take on a Premier League team and give that performance that we did in the second half is very, very encouraging. Here we are at the City Ground, a huge stadium. And again, it's just one of those games that just marks the progress of the club, that we're taking on such a big team in such an important stadium, even if it is because they have come down to League One. And it's been a boring game so far, just the one shot for them, one for us now. Not a lot in it. 51% possession we've had. And to be honest, I'm kind of quite happy with a boring game here. If we can get a point away from home against the absolute runaway favourites for the League One title this season, I think it's a promising result. So let's see what happens here with this highlight as Chapman tries to get in Donaldson and Concannon ends up having a shot from the edge of the box. He's not the best shooter though. But we are right now on top as they now get a highlight. Dominguez, Montgomery. Dominguez is going to be so dangerous this game. And Neil, playing in the defensive midfield role there, has time to pick out a pass, and it's Dominguez. Great save from Sanisalo. I really hope Sanisalo is not going to be our first choice goalkeeper the rest of the season. I hope Di Benedetto comes in. But that is an important save from the Finn. And the highlight ends there. And it is a very, very tight game. Forest maybe now just starting to get on top, and they've got a corner. And it's headed over by Robertson, and now they are maybe starting to take a bit more control, aren't they? They're starting to look the better team. Can we win this ball in the air here? We've got a big physical side for League One. We do well in the aerial game, but they have made a chance out of it still, and it's put in, headed away. Neil will get hold of it though, and this is not over yet. It's a great ball in for Ballo. And O'Brien has let his man go. And Ballo has got them ahead right at half time. I'm gonna go get stuck in, and I'm gonna try and put them under more pressure. Oh dear. And you can see O'Brien walks out, forgets about Ballo, and then as the ball is put back in, Ballo is completely free. O'Brien was running out with the clearance, you can see in here, and he's just completely forgotten about his man there. Igor Luiz playing him onside as well, and that is a disappointing way to end the first half. And you can kind of see the difference in quality. We haven't created a good chance in the highlights, and we were looking for Donaldson there. We might get another chance. Baker, Concannon, and again it's another ball lost, and we've really struggled to make chances. They are a championship side, even though they've come down. They are a championship team, but we get that in, and it's an equaliser from Donaldson. Third goal of the season, 3 in 3 league games for Donaldson. And just as we did against Bristol Rovers, we have got right back into it. Pedro Ferreira with a mistake there, and then another mistake from the goalkeeper as Campbell crossed it in. And we are all square at the break. That is delightful. And we've just managed to get back into it at the right time. I'm going to tell them I'm happy with the performance. Now I'm going to start the second half with an attacking mentality. I'm going to see if that just turns things around a little bit. I feel like we gave them a little bit of the momentum in the first half. So maybe with an attacking mentality, we can just try and pin them back a little bit. Let's encourage the players here as they get a highlight. The first highlight of the second half. Montgomery finding Greenwood. I knew that was going to happen, but they don't get the penalty. I knew there was a challenge coming in there. We get away with it, and it's away, and Donaldson just couldn't get hold of that. Ball cleared, and they have now got it back again with Dominguez. Ballo into Enrique. Can we defend it? Igor Luiz does really well there, and the highlight goes on. Is there more to come from this highlight? Montgomery. And offered on the overlap. He was given loads of space. Chapman did not track him back. And Chapman is more than capable of playing at wing back. And for some reason, Chapman was getting involved there with the winger rather than marking his man, and Ballo has made it 2, and the guy who I suggested might not be that good in the first half has put them 2 up, or 2-1 up. Let's make some changes here. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to take off Concannon, who's been really poor, and I'm going to bring in Mario Cacial there. What is his best position? I'm going to play him as a shadow striker just to try and get in behind. Moreno has had a poor game as well. Do I perhaps bring in Joe Evans for his passing ability? Just looking for that through ball perhaps. This has been a disappointing second half, but against a very good side. I'm going to bring in Joe Evans. I'm going to make Joe Evans the excuse me as I need to cough. I'm going to make Joe Evans the deep line playmaker. And let's see here if we can just get back into this game in the last few minutes. We've got a highlight. 15 minutes to go. Campbell back to Igor Luiz. Kakiao coming deep to get hold of it there. Evans back into Kakiao. Baker with a brilliant long shot. It wasn't far away. Let's demand more from the players as we go into these last 10 minutes. We've given a good account of ourselves again without making a lot of chances. Chapman, Evans, all the way back to O'Brien. Now Evans again. Campbell out to Igor Luiz. Can we get a cross in? Igor Luiz elects to shoot and forces a save from the keeper. Can we get something out of this? It's away. Baker gets hold of it. Hopefully the highlight goes on. It does. Kakiao. And then it just finishes just like that. Very attacking. Let's just pause for a second. We've got 5 minutes to go here. Chapman is shattered. Hasn't had the best of games. Do I bring on Nolan? I think I'm going to bring Nolan in. And I am also going to make Kakiao one of the strikers. I'm going to go 4-2-4. Where do we play him? Let's play him as a poacher. Very attacking. Let's play lots of width. Let's try and get the ball out to those wings. Hit early crosses. More direct. Just absolutely going for it now. Distribute to the target man. Try and get the ball straight into those two strikers. And defensively, let's just push up as high as we can. Let's just try and get hold of that ball and just do anything we can to create a chance here. Get our fullbacks attacking. And is there just one more twist in the game? Nolan comes on, and let's just have one more shout. Is there one more highlight in this? It's been a good performance, but right now we are getting nothing out of it, and it is going to finish. Well, it's a respectable performance. Disappointed in the end. The way the goals went in, I think we were kind of caught sleeping. Oh dear. There you go. Let's try and keep the confidence up. I think it's a promising start to the season. We've won 2 out of 3. We've only narrowly lost away at the big favourites to win League One this season. I feel confident. I feel pleased with where we are right now. I think we will be back in January. We will hopefully get a good FA Cup run this season. But yeah, I am now going to go on and play through the season. As you know, I'm not doing daily videos anymore. If we get viewing figures up and a good response and there's a call for it, I will go back to daily videos and try and focus more on the important games through the season. But as it stands, I will be back in January to see where we are, see how things are getting on, and when hopefully we will have a team that is in promotion contention. I feel positive with the way we've played. I think we've got a really good side, a really good chance of doing it. I think we've got good momentum, good spirit in the team, great coaching team. I think there's every reason to be positive, even having lost that game. So let's go forward with that positive mentality and see if when you come back in January, we are a team that can be thinking about the championship next season. If you've enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you very, very soon for the next one here on Dog Turds into Diamonds. See you soon.